स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ओम गुरुदेव भगवान शिव शंकर भोलेनाथ कैलाशपति महाराज की जय, भगवान व्यास जी महाराज की जय, शंकराचार्य भगवान की जय, स्वामी चिन्मयानंद भगवान की जय, स्वामी दयानंद भगवान की जय, स्वामी प्रबुद्धानंद भगवान की जय, माता पिता की जय, सभी गुरु देवताओं की जय, सभी गुरु देवताओं की जय, सभी गुरु देवताओं की जय। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरि मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा। Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, and in chapter 4 Bhagavan said, verse number 39, Bhagavan said, we need to have Shraddha. Bhagavan presents the positive aspects of Shraddha by telling Arjuna that Shraddhavan gains knowledge. Without Shraddha, knowledge is not possible. This is what Bhagavan is going to explain in the next verse. And beautifully he says, the one devoid of Shraddha in the Shastra and Guru perishes. If one doesn't have Shraddha in Guru, in the Shastra, first one should have Shraddha in Shastra, and then one should have Shraddha in Guru. First, understanding what is right. Right is Shastra. They are the pramanas, they are the sadhan, they are the only, this is the only means for jnanam. There is no other means, there is no other way for jnanam, moksha. The moksha is possible only through recognizing the error. And error is recognized through pramana, and Shastra are the pramana. Only Shastra are the pramana. Rest all, everything, all karmas, prayers, religious activities, and every ritual, they are only sadhan to come to Shastra. So one has to have Shraddha in Shastra. Shraddha in Shastra and Shraddha in Guru. Right teacher. Only right teacher can take you to the recognition of knowledge. He will also not give you moksha. There is nothing to be given. He will just help you to recognize the error. And that person should be a viveki person. A right teacher, you must have Shraddha in the teacher. In next verse, Bhagavan is going to present the negative aspect of stating what happens to one who does not have Shraddha. The one devoid of Shraddha in the Shastra and Guru perishes. This is Bhagavan what This is what Bhagavan says. Agyascha shraddhanascha sanchaya atma vinashyanti nayam loko asti na paro na sukham sanchaya atmanah. Agyah cha ashraddhanah cha संशय आत्मा विनश्यति न अयम लोकः अस्ति न परः न सुखम संशयति संशय आत्मनः. This is what Bhagavan says. And what does this means? Let us understand the shloka. Agyaha means one who has to no discrimination. The one who has no discrimination. Cha and ashraddhanaha and the one who does not have faith. One who has no faith in the Shastra and the teacher. The one who does not have faith in Shastra and teacher. Cha and samasya atma, one who has a doubting mind, the one whose mind is always doubting. Oh, ये कैसे होएगा? Always keep on doubting. Keep on trying to arguing, keeping on argument unknowingly, because don't have knowledge. The one who doesn't have knowledge will always keep on arguing because he doesn't have Shraddha. If you don't have Shraddha in Shastra and Shraddha in teacher, then you will be arguing with the teacher, arguing with the Shastra. Vinashyati, perishes. Vinash, he perishes. भ्रष्ट हो जाता है. समस्य आत्मनः. For the one with the doubting mind, the one who has a sanshaya in his mind, the one who has doubt in his mind, ayam lokah, this world, na asti, is not there. Na parah, nor the world beyond. Na sukham, nor happiness. One who has no discrimination, the one who has no discrimination and who has no faith in Shastra. Discrimination, Vivekhin, the person who is not Viveki, who can't discriminate between things. The one who has no discrimination, the one who has no faith in the Shastra and the teacher, and one who has a doubting mind perishes. Because for the one with the doubting mind, this world is not there, nor the world beyond, nor happiness. This is what Bhagavan says. Vivekhin or Shraddhahin, संशय युक्त मनुष्य परमार्थ से अवश्य भ्रष्ट हो जाता है. परमार्थ माने परमात्मा से. संशय युक्त मनुष्यों के लिए ना यह लोक है और ना परलोक है और ना ही कोई सुख है. Because he will always be in doubting. He can't be sukhi, he can't be happy. The one who doesn't have Shraddha, who doesn't have Viveka, who doesn't have Shraddha in teacher, who always keep on doubting, cannot live peacefully. There is no peace for him. Agya means aviveki, one who does not have discrimination. Shankaracharya ji says very clearly, he clarifies this point here by saying that agyana means anatmajana, antma, one who does not have atma, who does not have atma, anatma viveka, anatma jnana, anatma jnana. The one who does not have atma, one who does not have atma, anatma viveka, discrimination between the self and the non-self. This is self. What is non-self? The one who does not have vivek, buddhi, cannot discriminate between self and non-self. He is unable to. He takes everything. He doesn't have that vivek buddhi. Almost everyone is anatma jnana. Almost everyone is an anatma jnani. If the anatma jnana has shraddha in what the Shastra says, everyone are anatma jnana. They don't have jnana about atma and anatma. But the person who has shraddha in what Shastra says, he or she has some hope, such as person knows what is right and wrong and can follow his or her own dharma by performing the nitya naimittik karma enjoined by the Shastra. By living in this way, viveka will eventually be gained, and knowledge also. He will certainly gain knowledge one day. May not be right immediately now, but then, yes, in coming times, his buddhi, his nitya naimittik karmas will bring him the viveka, and viveka will eventually get him the knowledge. Because of Shraddha, the non-discriminative, ignorant person can become discriminating, and once there is discrimination, viveka, there will be vairagya, detachment or objectivity, because which the person will have the desire for liberation, mumukshutva. Detachment is what is required. We are very profoundly attached to everything. We have a great moha for this body, great moha for the entire family, children, parents, wife, husband. This attachment, when they leave, why have they left? When children go out for earning, parents feel detached. The attachment causes problem. This attachment is the problem. This problem is to be understood. This attachment is to be understood, that there is no attachment with this body. This desire for liberation will lead to an inquiry whereby the knowledge is gained, and along with it parashanti. In this way, the person who has shraddha gains the world as well as the other. The problem comes when the person who is an agya is also ashraddhana. Not only does the person not have discrimination, he or she has no shraddha either. Such a person cannot even give benefit of doubt to Shastra. But disbelief is not based on reason. How can you prove there is no heaven? For example, You can neither prove its existence nor disprove it. How can you conclude something is right or wrong unless you make an inquiry, for which you must have some Shraddha? No inquiry is made if Shraddha is not there. You must have Shraddha. However, people have no faith in Shastra, may have faith in themselves or in other people. They may also have faith in money or in power. This kind of faith will give these people something at least. If people have faith in the world, he can gain some happiness and security. The world does offer some sukha to such person. And for the person who trusts his or her abilities and has faith in the efficiency of various means and ends available to explore and use, definitely there are opportunities to pick up some sukha. Such person is deprived of other world, but he gains this world at least. The main problem presented in this verse is doubt, Sanshay. One who is doubter is called Sanshay Atma. The word Atma meaning the mind, Antakarana, in this context. Doubt can exist only in the mind. About Sanshaya Atma, Bhagavan says, neither this world nor the world beyond nor happiness is there for a doubter. For a person who is the person who is a doubter cannot have the happiness and can neither have this world nor the world beyond this world. In his commentary, Shankaracharya ji explains that both the non-discriminative person and the one who has no Shraddha perishes. Meaning they go from death to death. Perishes means they keep on, they are into the chakra of Janma and Marana. Janma and Mrityu, keep on dying, again coming back to life, again dying, again, because they don't have Shraddha. Until and unless the Shraddha is there, until and unless there is a Shraddha in Shastra, Viveka in Buddhi, only then it is possible. But such people are not as badly off as the Sanshaya Atma, who has no Shraddha in the Shastra. He or she does not believe in the existence of Punya and Papa, and so does not care to follow Dharma. Therefore, he or she is deprived of the world hereafter. The Samshaya Atma cannot gain happiness in this world. The one who has a doubt does not have Shraddha. The Sanshaya Atma cannot gain happiness in this world. Such a person cannot even get married. The one who has a doubt cannot even get married. He or she always asks, will I be able to make a success of it? I doubt it. Even if the person does get married, how long will the marriage last when one always doubts the other person? Keep on doubting. Keep on doubting the wife or the husband. Keep on doubting. How long will the relationship go? Every phone call becomes a matter of a doubt. Even if it is only a telephone operator on the other end, like this, the Sanshaya Atma is not only a tragedy to himself, but also to everyone else around. Thus Bhagavan says that this world is not there for a doubting person, nor is there world beyond, nor any happiness here. While knowledge of Atma is not possible without Shraddha, a person who has faith in something other than the Shastra can get something out of life. But Sanshaya Atma has no trust whatsoever in the scriptures, in other people, or even in oneself. Therefore, even the world is not there for the person. Ayam loka nasti the world, this world that is, whether whatever one can get from one's life is also not there for Sanshaya Atma. The one who does not have Shraddha, the one who is a doubter, will never have Shraddha. For the one who keeps on doubting is the worst. He has no he will have nothing in this world, nor he will have anything beyond this world, nor any happiness. You must have you must never doubt the Shastra. Can question. You must question. If you don't understand something, then must put up a question. But don't doubt the Shastra. Further, Bhagwan says in verse number 41, the one who has these three qualifications is not bound by action. Yoga sanyasta karmanam Jnana sachinna sanchayam Atmavantam na karmani Nibandhanti Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya is Arjuna. O Arjuna, karmani, actions, yoga sanyasta karmanam, the one who has renounced action. The one who has renounced action through yoga, jnana sanchitana sanchayam, the one whose doubt have been completely served by the knowledge, atmavantam, the one who is together, na nibandhanti, do not bind. See, if you have doubt and Shraddha in Shastra, doubt can be there, but Shraddha in Shastra can give you the knowledge. So having Shraddha in knowledge can doubt. Put up the question to the right teacher. Should not have doubt, should have Shraddha in teacher. Whatever the teacher is saying is right. Whatever the teacher is teaching is right. Must have Shraddha in the teacher, Shraddha in the Shastra. Your doubt will be clarified. Intelligent teacher will clarify your doubt in a second. So, have Shraddha. Dhananjaya, actions do not bind the one who has renounced action through yoga, whose doubt have been completely served by knowledge, and the one who is together. Bhagavan says, Bhagavan Krishna addresses Arjuna as Dhananjaya here, meaning one who has earned a number of titles and all kind of wealth. The action karmani referred to in this verse include all type of actions, proper and improper acts, Vedic rituals, and all worldly activities. None of them, Krishna tells Arjuna, bind the person. Karmani na nibadhanti. One who is the one not bound by action. Three qualifications are given here for such person. Yoga sanchayata karma, jnana sanchitna karma, and atmavan. Yoga sanyasta karma. Shankaracharya ji explained yoga sanyasta karma as one who has given up karma through yoga, characterized by the clear vision of reality. The other words, through the knowledge of the true nature of the self. Yoga refers to Jnana Yoga here, but the word is not also used to include Karma Yoga. In order to gain the knowledge, one should have lived a life of a Karma Yoga. Thus, Yoga Sanyasta Karma is the one who has given up all action through knowledge. Such a person is Jnani, one who sees a karma in karma, as we saw in verse number 18 of this chapter. The yoga sanyastha karma is different from sanyastha karma. A sanyastha karma is one who is a sannyasi. Sannyasi is a doer of sanyastha karma, who has given up all duties by will in order to pursue knowledge. They are sannyasis who have given up everything. They don't have to do anything anymore now. They are sannyasis and they are in search of knowledge. They just keep on pursue their knowledge. A yoga sannyasa karma, in other hand, is one who on account of knowledge of self as a karta knows he or she is not the doer and therefore not bound by any action whatsoever. The knowledge that one is not the doer distinguish the yoga sannyasta karma from a mere sannyasta karma. Jnana sanchina sannyasa sanchaya. Jnana sanchaya. The second qualification is freedom from doubt. The person is described as Jnana Sanchinna Sanchaya, one whose doubt has been completely served by the knowledge. In his commentary, Shankaracharya ji poses the question, how did the person become yoga sannyasta karma? One replies, by knowledge. He then describes this knowledge, this yoga, as the vision of the identity between oneself and the Lord. The vision that completely destroys all one's doubt. And what doubt are these? One may doubt whether fullness is really the nature of oneself, or if Atma is eternal and the Anatma is non-eternal. Is there a connection between Atma and Anatma? If so, what kind of connection? Is there division or identity between the individual and Ishvara, the Lord? There are the doubts that arise. The one who is free from all the doubts knows the Atma is real. Satya, Atma is real, the Satya, and Anatma is unreal, false, mithya. When the person has no doubt whatsoever about this fact, there is knowledge, not faith. He doesn't have faith, he has knowledge. Faith is the faith in the Shastra as pramana is required only until the knowledge is taken place. Once the knowledge takes place, there is no requirement of, there is no need, there is no shraddha left then. There is knowledge. You don't have to believe then. It is. The Atma is real. Everything else is mithya. Once recognized, there is no need of, there is no shraddha, there is nothing left. With reference to heaven and so on mentioned by the Shastra, the statements are not verifiable here. Therefore, existence of heaven remains a faith and for you till death. If there is a heaven, you will go there, provided you have done whatever is to be done to get there, according to the Shastra. But what is to be understood here is that this heaven going is purely faith, and such is not verifiable even in this body. Going to heaven is not verifiable. You just have to have shraddha in that. Have faith and do the karma, do the required karma for going to heaven. When it comes to Vedanta, however, knowledge is involved, no faith. Here we are talking about the self. The self-evident I. I am is self-evident, and hence I do not need the Shastra to tell me that I am and that I exist. The Shastra is required only to correct the erroneous notion or conclusion that I have about myself. That I am is self-evident fact. It is not a conclusion, whereas I am sansari is conclusion. This conclusion is purely notional and is absent when I am asleep, is absent between two thoughts, is absent in the moment of joy, and is falsified in the wake of knowledge. I don't need to verify that I am and that I exist. I need to only eliminate the doubts and the error about myself. The Shastra enables me to do this. The Shastra removes the error about I. All the wrong conclusions about I. The removal of error is what is Atma Jnana. All these error removed is Atma Jnana. Knowledge, the identity of self with Ishvara. And the one whose doubt have been removed by this knowledge is called Jnana Sanchina Sanshaya. Bhagavan further explains Atmavan. The third qualification mentioned is Atmavan, which explains how the removal of doubt and error is achieved. The Atmavan is yogi, one who has the body, mind, sense complex under control. Atma here refers to one's physical body, mind and senses, and the one who has control over them is Atmavan. The one who has control over his mind, body and senses. Although everyone has a body, mind and senses, not everyone has control over them. Instead, the person is generally under their control. The person is under the control of the body, physical body. Therefore, Anatmavan. For Anatmavan, it is the body, etc. that determines whether he is happy. The body defines the happiness. Oh, what a tasty food! The body defines the happiness, whereas it is not the body which defines the happiness. If the body puts an extra weight, becomes ill or ages, the person thinks that he or she is finished. In this way, the body is said to control the person when there is lack of maturity. A person who is mature has a body, mind, sense complex with him. Such a person is a yogi. Before knowledge he was yogi, a karma yogi, and after gaining the knowledge the person continues to be a yogi. Krishna Bhagavan says, quietly mentions Atmavan here to emphasize that what he said in verse number 39 of this chapter, the previous one, there is he referred to someone who has mastery over the senses, Samyatendriya. Here he calls the person Atmavan, the one who has control over body, mind and sense. All three is called Atmavan. Yoga Sanshayat Karma. Yoga Sanyasta Karma is the real sannyasi. This person has given up all the karmas, not necessarily by renouncing them, but by the knowledge. The person who has given up the karmas by knowledge, that means there is no not doing karma. It is just understanding that he is not the person, not the doer. I am a karta. In this way, no action binds the person by producing unseen result, punya or papa. Because of the knowledge, whatever would have accrued to the doer simply resolves, because doership is not there. When doership is not there, there is no punya and papa for him. Knowing that the self is not the doer, the jnani appears to perform karma based on prarabdha. Only then one can say, ये तो प्रारब्ध है, जो प्रारब्ध में है वो चल रहा है. Because the body, mind, sense complex is there, situation present themselves and action take place, which however do not bind the person. The jnani is not bound now. He is not attached. There is no attachment for him. Bhagavan Krishna keeps saying throughout the Gita that action can only bind the one who takes the self to be the doer. The one who takes the self to be the doer is in bandhana, is attached, is bound. Bhagavan keeps on telling throughout Gita, when there is no doership, actions cannot bind. Even though the person appears to be engaged in action, he or she performs no action. Naiva kinchit karoti. Naiva kinchit karoti. The person performs no action. Naiva kinchit karoti. This is because of the knowledge of non-action in the action. Despite of continuously doing action, there is no action. He is not doing action. You will see. You see him as doer, but he doesn't see himself as doer. Karmani akarma darshana. This is because the knowledge of non-action in action. Karmani akarma darshana. All of which we have seen before. This is in verse Bhagavad Gita chapter 4. Now chapter 4 is concluded by Bhagavan, which we will see tomorrow. The last verse of the chapter, where Bhagavan Krishna concludes and says, now after explaining all this, Bhagavan concludes the chapter by urging Arjuna to take action with an attitude of karma yoga, which will lead him to knowledge. This is what we will see tomorrow. We'll try to finish this conclusion tomorrow. Bhagavan says, Tasmad jnana sambhutam hastastha jnana sinatmanah chitvena sanchayam yogamatishtato tishtha bharata. Therefore, Bharata, Arjuna, slaying with the sword of knowledge this doubt about the self which is born of ignorance, which is rooted in the mind, get up and take yoga, karma yoga. This we will see tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyati Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyati. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Om Gurubhyo Namaha. Om. And in chapter 5 we will see Sannyasa Yoga.